Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. This is live from our second channel, and at flat out I'm going to make a request to each and every one of you who's watching this program. Please subscribe to this channel and also help us grow this channel, because we are trying to keep this channel for special occasions such as short videos on something where we quickly go in depth and then go away. That way you know exactly in like 5-6 minutes or 10 minutes maximum what exactly is going on. Today the Supreme Court of India has upheld the Tamil Nadu High Court's ruling that Lavanya's case shall be probed by the Central Bureau of Investigation. Now, if you remember, I want to quickly tell you what are all the things that happened. Lavanya was a meritorious student. She was a class topper, and she, in her dying declaration, had accused that she was studying in a Christian-run organization. She had accused the dean there of forcing her to clean the lavatories, clean the kitchen, do the accounting, essentially trying to, put her through manual labor and things like that, to do two things. One, to force her to convert to Christianity, which she and her family was refusing to do, and two, to make sure that she is punished, that her high scores will not hold up because she was not being given enough time to study. She would be given tasks just before she would study for an exam. So her grades started falling. She got really discouraged. She was depressed, and she consumed pesticides that were being used for plants in and around the school, and that's how she died after a week. Now, this whole thing blew out of proportion. The problem with this whole thing was that even before the police, even before the complete autopsy was done, the Superintendent of Police ruled out the conversion angle, when in fact there was a dying declaration of the girl that this is what happened. And there were two conversations. The first one was video, the second one was audio, where she was clearly asked all these questions. The second thing that the Tamil Nadu government did, massive attempt at cover-up, was to try and question the guy who had recorded and tried to put him into trouble. See, they can't put away, or they can't hide a dying declaration. So go after the guy who did it, shoot the messenger. So then the Superintendent of Police makes a wrong declaration saying that there was no conversion angle. When somebody is dying and gives a declaration, that is taken as truth. This part has been settled the world over for many years, and yet the Tamil Nadu government tried this tack. Not only that, 3 ministers in the M K Stalin government came out and said that there was no conversion angle. What was the reason for them to hide this thing? Conversion is rampant in Tamil Nadu. It is rampant in Andhra Pradesh. It is rampant in Kerala. It is also rampant in Karnataka, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Odisha. I can go on and on. Punjab. I can go on and on. What is it that they are trying to hide? Are there many Lavanyas hiding all over the country? Is that what they are afraid of? And then they apply pressure on this regional government, which is spineless. And then not only does, so what happens then? BJP took up the cause for her, and the father requested that there should be a CBI probe. The Tamil Nadu High Court quickly said that this is fit for CBI probe. Now, not satisfied with that, the Tamil Nadu state government goes and appeals its own High Court judge's order, and says that no, this should not be taken up by the CBI. And now Supreme Court has also upheld the Tamil Nadu High Court and said that yes, this shall be investigated by CBI, Central Bureau of Investigation. The equivalent of that in the United States is the Federal Bureau of Investigation, or the FBI. However, now let's take a step back. Okay, fine. The case has been handed to CBI. How good a job are they doing with some of the other high-profile cases? Let's take a look at one simple case, that of actor Sushant Singh Rajput. He was found dead under mysterious circumstances in 2020. It is now 2022. In November 8, 2021, the last that was heard was that the CBI has written to Google and Facebook using the government procedure called MLAT. You can expand it. You can look at Google to find out what this is, to get more data from his cell phone of all the messages that he was sending. CBI Google and Facebook have offices in India. I had mentioned this in a previous conversation also. You can do it like that. You can get the information like that. You are doing that. In fact, in many cases, the CBI, if there is a national terrorism angle involved, they do go and rattle the cage of FBI, not FBI, I'm sorry, Google, Facebook, Twitter, and say, we need this information because it involves national security. So why are they slow walking this? God only knows. Only CBI can explain why they are slow walking this case. In fact, many people who have actually looked at it in some detail have commented that it is much easier for the SSR, that is Sushant Singh Rajput's case, to be solved if they solve his manager's death, which happened a week before his death, Disha Salian, because that is a much more clearer case. It has several linkages. There are several linkages between the two, that you solve that problem, this will automatically get solved. Yet, for whatever reason, I can't explain why. The CBI has to explain why they are slow walking this case. Will they ever find the culprit? Will they ever render justice to Sushant Singh Rajput? See, this is the basic doubt that many people have, that having given the investigation to the apex investigating authority, how guaranteed are you that it is A, fair, unbiased, 2, objective, and quick? Because justice delayed is justice denied. How many times have we read this thing? So how quickly are these people going to act and close that? So we are still waiting for justice for that. Remember, in the case of Shashi Tharoor's wife, Sunanda Pushkar, the viscera was sent to FBI. It took 2-3 years. And then after that, again, the lower court has said that there was no foul play. Come on now. When in a marriage in India, the law is that if within, I think, 7 years or something like that, if the spouse dies under questionable circumstances, the husband is automatically deemed a suspect. Why isn't the law same for the citizens of India? What is so special about Dr. Shashi Tharoor? His faluting English, is that what is different? What makes him so special? Why can't, see, this is the Modi government's big failure, in my opinion. They talk a lot, do nothing. So I'm hoping that in this case, that CBI will render proper justice to Lavanya and as well as to Sushant Singh Rajput. Now, there is another thing that I want to follow up on. Today morning, there was a conversation with journalist Palak Shah about some misdeeds of the ex-Chief Executive Officer Chitra Krishnamurthy and her email conversations with her guru, whose name nobody knows, but from all the hints, people kind of can guess who it is. This person clearly was not a guru living in Himalayas. He was somebody who was living in Delhi, and this person knows how things work in the official circles, or how things work in financial circles, and basically was ordering her left, right, and center, do this, do this, do this, do this. That's what the email trail said. And she said that's what she did. But the point that many people were trying to say was, wait, NSE is not a public entity. It is a private entity, and therefore, no criminality can be associated with this act of Chitra Ramkrishna. This is all a huge cover-up. Wait a minute. This is not true. Even a private entity is subjected to audit and scrutiny by the government of India. Where was this order pronounced? It was pronounced in 2015 when the Board of Control for Cricket in India, another place where politicians reside, where they should not be residing, tried to say that we are a private body and therefore your rules don't apply to us. What hubris! So in 2015, Justice Thakur in Supreme Court gave the following verdict. Such is the passion for this game in this country that cricketers are seen as icons by youngsters, middle-aged, and the old alike. Any organization or entity that has such pervasive control over the game and its affairs and such powers can make dreams end up in smoke or come true cannot be said to be undertaking any private activity. And it goes on. You can read this thing. I just want to draw the parallels. NSE is the only standing profitable stock exchange in India. NSE is handling people's money. Why? Because now you have all these special investment plans, there are mutual funds, there is stock trades happening, there is the Nifty 50, all sorts of stuff. Everything is happening in NSE. And this was the person who was the CEO of NSE, and this person, CEO of NSE, and this person was sharing private information to this guru. This can be deemed as criminal because there is law already saying that such entities, even though they are not public, they are private, will come under the purview of law. That is what my limited understanding of the law says. I welcome comments from some of the legal eagles who can weigh in one way or the other, but I hope somebody takes up this and makes sure that such crooks, Ravi Narayan was the first CEO, Chitra Ramkrishna, these people are all nothing but crooks. There's a cabal of 2-3 dozen people comprising of people from NSE, NIPFP, the finance ministry, some ministers, all of them, they all need to be jailed for the kind of crime committed on the unsuspecting people of India in the stock exchange scam. So I hope that CBI again is given unfettered powers to investigate this, and if they want help, they can be given help. There are people who will do it for free, called pro bono, because people would like to see justice be provided to all these victims like Sushant Singh Rajput and Lavanya. Justice for Lavanya is very critical. The country is going through a very critical phase now, wherein the minorities, having been made to feel special because they were such a good vote bank, are now suddenly seeing a lot of rattling. Their FCRA funding has dried up. People are no longer coming to the flock, so to say, and their work is being stopped, and suddenly the silent majority is beginning to find its voice. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to click on the bell button. Namaskar.